On episode 246 of He Said, She Said Movie Reviews, we take a look at the movie M3gan. Welcome to He Said, She Said Movie Reviews. This is the podcast where a happily married couple with similar but different movie tastes take a quick, spoiler-free look at the movies, helping you make the right decision before your next movie. I'm your host, Tim.
And I'm April.
So we went and saw the movie M3gan. What do you give this one, April? Oh, wait a second. April's not here with me. It's just me by myself doing this review for you. So happens that my daughter came home for Christmas, and she came home very sick, and she gave April and I both, we would assume it's the flu, and April is too sick right now to do this, unfortunately for her, and I didn't get all the bad symptoms that she did. But we did go see M3gan together, and I do know what April wanted to give this one. She gave this one 2.5 stars. Whereas I, on the other hand, gave this 3.5 stars. Pretty much divided on this one. So we got there too late to see the previews, so there are no previews with this one or trailers. So M3gan is the story about a robotics engineer at a toy company who builds a lifelike doll that begins to take on a life of her own. And this is something new we're going to be doing for you also. We're going to start telling you what genres the movie falls into. And in this case, M3gan falls into horror, sci-fi, and thriller. The director of this movie was Gerard Johnstone. He's known for Housebound and on TV, The New Legends of Monkey and Terry Teo. Writers was Akela Cooper, who's known for Hellfest and Malignant, and James Wan, who was known for The Nun, Aquaman, all the Conjuring movies, and all the Saw movies. This didn't have a big cast in it. We had Allison Williams, Violet McGraw, Ronny Chieng, Amie Donald, Emma Davis. One of these played the voice of M3gan, and the other was the M3gan herself. Brian Jordan Alvarez, John Van Epps, Stephane Garneau-Monten, Laurie Dungey, and Amie Usherwood. This movie has a runtime of 102 minutes, which is a little long for a horror movie. Typically, they're 80 minutes, and it's rated PG-13 for violent content and terror. Some strong language, and a suggestive reference. So I truly found this movie interesting, whereas April thought it was dull, kind of uneventful, and she didn't like the acting, especially of the main character, Gemma, played by Allison Williams, because April thought that she wasn't emotional. Her sister had just died, and her... she wasn't a very good aunt to the little girl. But to me, that's what made this movie so perfect. The theme, and we'll talk about the theme and tone of this movie. The theme was, is AI actually good? How will AI interpret simple commands? And one of the biggest things that if you look at the conversation around artificial intelligence and what's going on with it and who are the people who are developing artificial intelligence, the question is, are these people who are developing it, do they have the morals to put into AI? Or are they so focused on programming that they just really aren't aware of what they're doing and putting in the stops that need to be put in with an AI. And in this case, I don't know if you've seen the trailers or not, but the aunt has developed this doll with artificial intelligence, and she, because of the tragedy that the little girl went through with her parents being killed in a car crash, which is not a spoiler alert, that happens in the first minute of the movie. But she tells this AI doll that she needs to protect the little girl. There you go. Now you know what's wrong with that. Simple command. You need to protect this girl. Well, what happens if people start bullying the little girl? Those kind of things. You get the picture. It's a horror movie, right? don't want to spoil it for you. But it goes into for me, what I like so much about this movie is it goes into this fact, it really addresses this question of what happens with AI with that simple command. What if, for example, AI is developed, a person wants to develop AI for a cure for cancer, right? And what if AI decides, well, the best way to get rid of cancer is to kill off the host? Once again, the problem, there's a whole moral dilemma around the development of artificial intelligence. And as I said, are people really paying attention to that? And that's what this movie really addresses, that moral dilemma around developing artificial intelligence and what it's capable of doing. I thought the acting was okay in this movie. Some of it was a little over the top. There was one character who was the president of the toy company, who I thought his character was just obnoxious as all hell, and I thought the actor really overplayed it. It could have been a little toned down and such, but that was just me. The direction in this movie, well, it was okay. Nothing spectacular, nothing to write home about. Honestly, the score, I don't even remember the score. And it's funny because when we talk about the genre of this movie, this is the horror thriller one. For me, I'm never really scared about movies. They don't really scare me. But one of the things that helps add that a bit of terror to the movie is the score, and I think they a little failed on this. And by the way, I thought this movie should have been a lot scarier. When you have James Wan involved in writing this movie, once again, The Nun, all the Conjuring movies, if there was ever a franchise that gave me a little bit of the EBGBs, it was certainly The Conjuring. And of course, the Saw movies. But then again, that was all splatter horror and gore. But this movie wasn't that at all. Once again, it had a PG-13 rating, so it really didn't. What violence there was in the movie wasn't in your face either, which I actually like about that because I don't like gore horror anyways. I thought the production design, the cinematography, it was creepy. I think they did it in the winter, fall time of year, which I think added a little bit to the creepiness of the movie. Production design, well, nothing special there. Special effects, though, the M3gan stuff I thought was brilliant. I thought the girl who did the acting for M3gan, I don't know how much of it was CGI and how much of it was actually her, but wow, it really added to the horror factor, I thought. It was good. I enjoyed that part of it. The editing, didn't notice it, so that's always a good thing. And then the pace of the movie, well, I thought the movie moved along just fine. Like I said, over 100 minutes is pretty long for a horror movie, but it certainly moved along well. Dialogue, this goes back to the acting in the movie. I thought some of the dialogue was a little bit over the top. Once again, the guy who played the executive of the toy company overacted, and his dialogue was just a little much at times. So, yeah. Then that leaves the story arc. Well, for me, I thought I was satisfied with the story arc. There was plenty of growth by the Gemma character. I think by the end of the movie, she ended up showing feelings and having feelings, and I thought that she realized that the hazards behind artificial intelligence. So for me, once again, like I said, it was satisfying, the story arc. So that's really all I've got without my partner in crime here to bounce things off of and get her opinion on. It's not going to be a long episode for you. But once again, so this was M3gan. I give this movie 3.5 stars. And if April was here, she gave it 2.5 stars. We really appreciate the time you spend listening to our podcast. Thank you so much. And if you haven't already done so, please tell a friend. See you at the movies.